up, Eagle Talk fam?
What's up, guys? We are back with another Doing It Scared episode, number 128.
Listen, 128, and we are sprinkling it with some girl power because we have the digital marketing maven. Hey, girl.
Let's do it. What's up,
Hey,
Sam?
y'all.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Look, we are so excited to have you and just so excited to share your story, but get into this whole idea of digital marketing and sharing it with our platform. But first, tell the people a little bit about who you are, what you do, who you serve, all that stuff.
Yes. So my name is Sammi Bivens.
What
I'm
up?
the founder and CEO of Digital Marketing Maven and Associates, where we specialize in helping our clients get in front of their ideal target audience. We do this by helping them build their website, their logo, really their brand identity, everything from their typography to their colors, things like that. And then we also provide ongoing services for our clients, such as content creation, email marketing, social media management, things like that. So we work with a lot of our folks to help them get started from scratch in their business. But then we provide those ongoing services for those who either don't have time for it, don't want to do it, don't know how to do it.
Yes.
So we just kind of serve them and help them to focus on being the CEO in their business.
No, I love that. As you know, I am in the real estate space, and I get the pleasure of like coaching agents as they are building their business, and that's something that I hear all the time. People just don't know how to show up, and sometimes we clam up and then don't show up, and there is no footprint. And so I know that your services are needed across the spectrum because so many people just need to know how, like, what is their brand voice, how to show up as their authentic self, and have the messaging point back to how they can actually help their clients. So I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's essential. A lot of people try to makeshift, put stuff together, figure it out. And I think that's cool when you're starting out. You're trying to get some money to invest back in the business. But the sooner you can get your digital presence together, the quicker your target audience can find you. So
I love it. So we're going to dive into that, but I'm curious, like, how you even got into it. We have a lot of conversations with entrepreneurs and stepping out on faith and having your business. So walk us back, like, how did you become the digital marketing maven? What led you up to this point?
okay, so y'all want the short story or the long?
No. Give it to him. Give it to him. And talk a little bit about your mindset, because I know there had to be a switch when you started doing it and when you said, okay, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and like really do it.
Yeah. So I went to college and pursued a degree in marketing, undergrad degree.
So where you go to college?
I went to the University of Arkansas at Little Rock.
Okay, Arkansas.
Yeah.
The Razorbacks? No,
it's the Trojans.
Oh,
we the little sister.
Okay.
Yeah, our little brother.
Okay, Trojan. Is it green?
No, it's like maroon.
Obviously,
They don't even know the
Arkansas,
people.
right?
They don't know the people. It's like maroon and silver.
But I'm also mad that the name is like the condoms.
Trojan man.
Right. Okay, so the Trojans.
So you was a Trojan.
Yes. Well, I was there. So I graduated, and I graduated in 2009, so it was a recession going on.
Okay.
So through college, I'm a first generation college student from a very small town. And so I really went to college just to escape the dirt road.
That was your way out.
That was the path.
Yes.
And so I really didn't have a whole lot of direction or guidance. I'm just like, I'm going to get this degree and then I'm going to step into my marketing career. But it didn't really work out like that. Graduated and I had worked at the bank. I worked full time while being in college and I just stayed in banking, the financial services industry. But then I was like, well, I really want to, pursue my degree in marketing. But in Arkansas, it's just not a whole lot of opportunity there.
Yeah.
For those type of careers. And then it was the recession, right? So I started my own business. It was called Tainted Rose. I sold jewelry and accessories and things like that. Started off making things by hand. And I would host like pop-up shops, sipping shops, I called them, and people would come buy the jewelry. Yeah. And then in between time, they were like, well, how can I get it? And I got tired of I was like having it in the trunk, riding around, like, come shop with me at the trunk. Then I built a website so that in between parties, people could shop. And so then I still always wanted to work in corporate. So I decided to move to Dallas. Okay. And so I came to Dallas. No job, nowhere to stay. I had been applying for jobs, didn't find anything, but I had a friend who lived here and was like, well, you can come.
Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight. And I'm with you. So you just like, okay, I recognize that where I am, there is not a lot of opportunity. I'm creating some things, but this whole riding around my trunk with these bracelets ain't hidden.
Right.
They're the earrings.
And earrings. So I'm going to head to Dallas. Oh, and I have really no plan. I just know I got to get out. How did your people, and I know you probably love your mom and them, but how were they receptive of that idea? And what was your mindset to say, I'm still going to go?
Well, I would say I've been very independent, just in general. So I've really just been on my own. I went to college, and that was it. Like, I really haven't stayed at home since then. So I didn't really consult with them, to be honest.
I'm out.
I just got myself together and decided, but I will say that God really worked it out. So I was working at a small independent financial services firm, and they knew that I was going to Dallas back and forth for job interviews and things like that. And then they just recognized, I don't know what they saw in me, or maybe they just got tired of me being gone.
Right.
But they were like, work these next few weeks, give us 2 weeks, and then we'll pay you for 3 months.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
you got
So
lucky.
it was like I got a severance. It was like I kind of got let go, but kind of not, because they paid me out. So
Oh my goodness.
so then I
They
came
had to
here.
like you to let you follow your dream and still make sure you was straight.
I'm great at relationship building. So I can say that, and God really has blessed me. So, because I was like the only Black person at this firm.
Wow.
The youngest. I don't even know how I got there. They found me on LinkedIn and asked me to apply for a job. So like things have just kind of worked out for me. So some of it I can't even explain,
So you
Okay,
get to
so
Dallas.
let's go to work now. Now you in Dallas. You probably sleeping on a couch and trying to figure
On the
it
couch,
out.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm real sad because I've been independent for a long time.
Yeah.
This was 2015 when I came to Dallas.
Okay.
So I graduated college 2009, and then started the first business in 2011, and then moved here in 2015. So at this point, I had my own place for a while, had lived independently, went from having my own office, making my own hours essentially, to now I'm in Dallas with no job, staying on a friend's couch, feeling very low, And so at this point, I'm like, let me just take any job. So I ended up taking a job in a call center-isk environment, but it was in higher ed, and I had never worked in one of those environments. So it was very humbling,
Yes.
being told, now you can take a 15-minute break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're 5 minutes late, you're
Just cold calling
fired.
people. What were you doing?
So we worked with colleges and universities to help them get students enrolled. So we worked with very prominent schools like Baylor, UTA,
Okay.
Places like that. So took that job, still had my side hustle going on, my jewelry and stuff. And I say side hustle because I really can't say I was a business owner.
Right.
I understand.
Because I was just making money and spending it. I wasn't doing right.
Yeah.
You know what? You was doing what you was doing.
Yeah.
I was living it up. Okay. And so then one day after a town hall, they had just hired a new CMO or CEO. And so we were an ed tech firm. So working in higher education, but tech based.
Yes.
So they hired a new CEO. I went up to him after the town hall and I'm like, hey, I have a degree in marketing. I have my own business. I've been trying to get into marketing for a very long time. And I just haven't gotten a shot, but I'm very capable. Look at what I've done with my business.
Okay, wait, hold on. I got to stop you again. So at this point, you are working in the call center. Okay, so you are, I mean, no shade, but like, I've been in that type of environment too. So you're like the most entry level in the business that they have. The CMO
CEO.
comes in and does his spiel, and you walk up to him. Okay, let's talk. That's doing a scare, and
Yeah.
I love it. I am here for it. Let's talk about like what made you shoot your shot in that moment instead of, because I've been there where like you have the butterflies, like should I, shouldn't I? What are they gonna say? What gave you the courage? I don't even want to call it confidence, but the courage to have that conversation in that moment.
I didn't have anything to lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Being
it.
honest,
Yeah.
I just felt like I didn't have anything to lose and everything to gain. I'm used to being told no. Like when you're first generation and figuring things out on your own, like no is, what's a no to me?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
going to go and figure it out one way or another. So I was like, he right here. So I'm going to walk up to him and tell him what I would like to do and just see what happens.
Girl, I love that. And I love it because we talk to so many people And my mindset has shifted over the last, I would say, 10 years. But I talk to so many people who are just so afraid of the no. And I was just at a conference recently. I spoke with Danielle Cersei Jones, and she said her life changed when she determined that she wasn't afraid of failing. And again, I think so often people who want to be entrepreneur or just don't like where they are, the biggest thing that's in our way is actually shooting our shot because we're so afraid of no. But what we don't understand is like already you're living in the no.
Right.
So if you do something different, okay, you are officially my cousin. Continue.
Girl, we can be cousins.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I know you got them Arkansas roots.
Right.
So then I sent him my resume. I thought he was just being nice, but I sent it, and then he sent it over to the CMO. Ended up having coffee with the CMO, and they actually created a marketing coordinator position for me.
Come on, Jesus.
So like I said, again, God has just, I don't know, like I can't explain it, but they literally didn't have a position, saw something in me and made one. Cause I was like, I'll intern, I'll work after my shift. I was like, I don't mind working.
What you had to do, yeah.
So flash forward from there, got into it, got a couple promotions. I got my MBA at the time. They paid for it because we were working at a higher ed. And then they didn't want to promote me. So I started applying for other jobs. And so that's how I ended up in Chicago. So I went to our competitor, which was much bigger. And what's funny is the same thing that happened to me at that job when I was leaving Arkansas happened to me there as well.
Oh, wow.
As soon as I accepted the job, they were like, okay, you can go. Probably because it was a competitor, right?
Yeah.
But they paid me out for several months. So I was able to move because the new job didn't offer me relocation. So I had to relocate myself.
Yeah.
So it helped me that they continued to pay me because then I was able to get myself moved. And then I packed up my car, literally my car.
Right.
Sold what I had, what little I had.
Yeah.
And packed up and drove whatever I could drive to Chicago. I went up there.
From Dallas. That's not a short drive. It's 14 hours.
It's a sad, long.
It's so sad.
It's like
It's
you
a
take
sad and
fast
long
streets.
drive.
Lengthy
It's like if
and,
you ever drove from Dallas to Chicago and then you go to Oklahoma way. I was telling Corey, because you from Chicago, I was like, I feel like we just took Halsted all the way to Dallas because the way they take you up those sides.
Yeah.
I did. I wanted to get out so bad. We came from doing COVID from Chicago here. I think I drove straight through.
Yeah, he
Remember?
drove straight through.
Yeah.
We went to go pick up my mom, and we were supposed to like sleep there for like 2 nights. He was like, "Nope, get up, everybody, right now." We're
Yeah.
going home. Okay, so you got to. I know, ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
It was tough.
So
Well, let me pause real quick. I really, really love letting people or hearing people share their stories. This is amazing, by the way, right? Because you bet on yourself. Let's start there.
Yep.
Let's go. I want to hit to Chicago, but I want to get into your business of marketing.
Yeah, how you got into it?
Yeah. But this is great.
Yeah.
I just want to say that to you.
Okay, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I
You
told you it was a long
you better
story.
affirm her in
Yeah,
the
I'm
middle
just
of
And I
letting you know.
appreciate that
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you need to hear that. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, you're just grinding, doing the work every
Yeah.
day, and it's really no reward to me. Like things happen, good things happen, but it's like, okay, cool, I gotta go back and work.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it is good to hear those.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So get to Chicago, doing the same work, but I was a marketing manager there, still working with colleges and universities, just on a different level. And George Floyd happened, COVID. Well, so I started knowing that I wanted to get into consulting. I knew I was ready to stop doing the jewelry thing. So I had kind of started making notes or whatever about what I would do, but also not really actually pursuing it.
Yeah.
So right before COVID, so 2019, I helped one young lady just kept asking me. She was like, I see what you're doing with your business. You work in marketing. I know you're degreed in that area. Help me start my business. I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I liked her and she wouldn't leave me alone, I'm being honest.
Okay.
So helped her start the business and I really loved it. And I was like, okay, I need to make this a thing. I can do this.
Yeah.
And so right before the pandemic started, I officially launched it, but was still just working. I would take a client here or there. Then the pandemic happened. We were at home. So I was like, let me focus on my business. I got nothing else to do. And I'm in Chicago and it's cold and it's
Freezing.
just sad.
And Chicago was like sad, like
Dreary.
Chicago
Yeah.
pandemic was a different pandemic than
Yeah.
The negative. Okay, I'm not even gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
gonna
gonna
let it
go.
go.
And a lot up there
Love you,
was
Chi-Town. We know y'all watching.
a lot up there was closed.
And that's
So
what
It
I'm
was
saying.
real- it was a
different-
real
different
shutdown.
than
Yeah,
what we
it was a real
experienced here in
shutdown.
Texas. Yeah.
And so then the George Floyd situation happened.
And then Chicago had the rioting.
And then the rioting,
gosh,
and then a lot of performative behavior started happening in corporate. Like all these disparities started being highlighted. Like why aren't black people, black women getting elevated? You know, and then I started joining these DEI meetings where women who had been working there for 10, 15 years complaining about a promotion.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on my own thing because if
No,
you
that's
think
right.
I'm about to be in here like this, it's out.
Y'all got life messed up.
Yeah.
So I basically started building my business from there, and I was working in the agency environment. So I was able to essentially copy everything that we were doing at work and brought it over to my business. So we were using a project management tool to manage clients. I went and got one.
Yep.
I needed a CRM. I went and got one.
Yep.
You know, so things like
it.
that. So my career really did help me
Absolutely.
get a head start, a running start on the business. And one thing I love to say, like a full circle moment, is now I take leads and calls and like for people who want to work with us or whatever. And so it's just interesting that call center job that I had where you had to learn how to speak to people and close a sale and things like that really equipped me for what I'm doing now.
And I love that you point that out, because I do think that you know, sometimes we feel forgotten by God. And we're like, okay, why? Like, I got my whole degree. I didn't left, like, I was a Trojan.
The maroon and silver, honey. I hope the color's
Get it right. Get it.
And now I'm in a call center.
Right.
But it just goes to show that nothing about our story, God will use it all. My life scripture that I always go back to is Ephesians 2:10. For you are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works that God prepared beforehand that we will walk in them. Because sometimes we don't know, like, why did I do that? And now you can see so clearly that, you know, the skills that I developed when I felt like I was a low man on the totem pole, like those communication skills are, I'm sure, helping you in your business now. So
absolutely.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's fast forward. So now you are the, by the way, you're hired for us.
Right.
Sign up.
Right.
But now you are the digital. So what does that look like? And here is my first question for you, because I think that entrepreneurs, sometimes we get confused on what marketing really is. So if you had to give a definition for marketing, what would that definition be?
I would say it's all the tactics, all the activities that you're performing to put yourself out there to be seen by your target audience. Okay. So, and that's really a simple definition, but it's a strategic way of doing it, right? Because anybody could be interested in filming a podcast, any industry, right?
Yeah.
But there's a certain specific way that you will present yourself or position yourself, a certain way your branding looks, a certain way your messaging and how you speak about your brand sounds to attract the right person.
Yep.
So that's what marketing is. It is not sales. A lot of people think marketing equals sales. It does not. I'm looking directly at the camera because it helps to enable you to have a good sales journey for your, you know, but it's not the sales strategy.
Exactly.
It is not PR. You know what I mean? Like that's a different thing. It's not advertising. So I think people think marketing are all of those things when really the marketing is all the things put together in different areas. It can be, but mostly focused on your brand presence and your messaging.
Got it. So what would be the first question? So you have the entrepreneur, the young business owner, or even somebody who's been in business for a while. What is the first question they need to answer in order to move forward to figure out what their marketing message should be?
Well, first they need to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. Like, so a lot of people don't focus on the foundational things in their business. Like, what is your business model? Like in regards to how are you serving the people? What problem are you solving for them? You know, things like that. So when you really have a purpose that you're serving, you know, that's the thing that you want to start with because that's what's going to resonate with people. Unless you've invented a product or something like that, then it's more so focused on how is this product making folks' life easier or better.
Yeah. And one thing that I think, you know, when I see, especially I'm in the real estate space, right? I think where some people get it wrong is that they focus their marketing too much on this is me, this is me, this is me, instead of making it more customer centric, right? To saying, hey, I see you and I know that you have this issue, and this thing that I'm offering solves that problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think this is really great information as far as marketing, because people don't understand marketing and they don't understand how important it is. Let me ask you this question: when we're talking about your business, when did you have that shift? I'm always curious on how people think, but when did you have that shift in your thinking to say, I have something that I need to get out to the masses, right? We understand it at a small level, but I can take it to a whole nother level to make people realize what they need to be doing.
I think it's, for one, the fact that people keep coming to me for work. To be honest. Because it's one of those things of like, if 2, 3, 4 people are asking you to do something,
Same
you
thing.
you have something there, right?
Yeah.
So it's the fact that, number one, people kept coming, even as I was figuring it out in the beginning. But then also just hearing those stories of folks who were like, I had no idea what to do or what my first step should be. Thank you for helping me get organized. Because I will say that's the difference between me and a lot of other agencies. We're very focused on the brand's foundation and making sure you have things intact. Because what good is a beautiful website if your back end is all jacked up? Like, you can't, you don't have a funnel to bring people in. You don't have a process for them. Your legal stuff in together. So we help advise on all those things, because they really do work together. You have a pretty website, but if you don't have a way to, get those leads in and transition them into actual clients or customers, it's not serving you well.
Yeah, so you're talking systems and processes. That's what we've been talking a lot, probably all year, right?
Forever.
Let me ask you this, because she has a real estate team, I have a real estate team. What does your team look like?
So my team, so it's 14 of us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the team, I have 2 full-time employees. I'm one that's a full-time, then I have one other, and then everyone else is contractors. But most of them have been with me like 2 years or more on the team, and we've added as we've grown. But we have web developers, copywriters, we have content creators, social media managers. I just brought on a client success manager to help the clients through the journey and follow up with them, because we want to do things timely, so it's like, turn your stuff in, and making sure our team is also doing their part. So that's the makeup of the team. And a lot of my co-workers, I call them, because I don't really see myself as like,
I'm
the boss. I mean, I am, but I don't operate like that. I'm a leader.
You're a servant leader. Yeah.
But most of them are my old coworkers too. Like, we work together in corporate, so
you're giving them an opportunity to use their skills in a different setting.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. So it helps them make a little extra money, and then I know I'm working with people who
understand,
know what they're doing.
Yeah, because if you did it for Coke, then you can do it for the other people. So here, like, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Like, what does it look like? Okay, we're small business owners. We're coming to you. What does it look like for someone to partner with you or to bring you in to help them with their business?
We work with our clients in a variety of different ways. Like I said, some people are just starting out from scratch, so we help them with that process, like from their LLC on up. And then we have some who just need to be refreshed. We bring them on and we may redo their branding. Then I have some who need help with ongoing services. So, and then I have some who aren't there yet. They can't afford to make that investment. So we just do consultations. So, we work on through, get a checklist and work through it. But my goal is to help you, give you tips and things to help you get to a point where you can afford to invest in your branding. So we work with our clients in several different ways. It just kind of depends. So if anyone's interested in working with us, we do a free 15-minute discovery call. You just fill out a short questionnaire so I can kind of shape know what what we're talking about and what you need. Or we do a 1-hour consultation, which is $125 right now.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm happy. Yeah, it is cheap. You need to make it $250 minimum.
I've been thinking about it.
But but I love that you threw it out there, because I know that, especially, at different levels, and for a lot of business owners, 2023 was a different looking year, with inflation and, different things. And sometimes we can be afraid of that first initial conversation and what the investment will look like. But, all I hear you saying, this reminded me of the book, Who Not How. And a lot of us try to figure out, okay, how do we get our brand out here? How am I going to show up on social media? How am I going to, do this, who, that?
That's actually not the question they should be asking themselves.
Right. It should be who.
Right.
Who do I need? Who knows? And what I love, and even as I hear your story, I love that you're like, I'm doing it for other companies So why can't I do it for myself?
Yeah.
And that's the way I'm thinking about it. If you were doing it, if Baylor and all of these other companies were trusting you with their marketing for these multi-billion-dollar corporations, it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna book you for the hour before you go up.
Yeah, because the price is going up. And I will say,
I'm paid the up price. So.
And I will say this, we also, like, I'm very big on education and knowledge, because I do feel like the thing, especially for us Black entrepreneurs, is we don't always have the access to the knowledge and resources.
Yep.
So I invest a lot in my business, and it's not just monetary.
Yeah.
It's in the, like, learning, business advising, doing accelerator programs and things like that. So investing in your business can look different, but you do have to invest.
Yeah.
Whether it's like for your knowledge, investing in your team members. People ask me, how did I scale so fast? It's because I invested early.
Exactly.
I invested in getting contractors early on. I wasn't afraid to spend because that's how you see a return. Like if you spend strategically, you will see a return.
No, I love that. I love that.
Great conversation.
I know, great, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of all the things that you're like, get
About
used
to
to
help
seeing
us
me and my
with.
cousin. Like, get used to seeing us. But okay, so before we let you go, Sammi, I want you to talk to just that person who maybe it's the beginning of 2024 and, it just seems like sometimes entrepreneurship can feel so overwhelming. And I know that you see that a lot with the clients you serve, but also you've experienced it a lot. Mm-hmm. What would you say to them? Like, this is the one thing you need to get laser focused on this year in order to move the needle in your business, because giving up definitely shouldn't be an option, because at the end of the day, your skills are going to be used.
Yeah.
Right? So either you're going to use your skills to build somebody else's dream or use it to build your own. So what's the one thing you would just encourage them to do to move the needle?
I would say the number one thing would be just remaining consistent.
Yeah.
Because, that's at minimum. If you can't do that, you won't be able to do much else.
Yeah.
There are discouraging times. I still get discouraged. I experience a lot of rejection in what I do. Not everybody's a good fit. I'm not for everybody. And everybody may not be a good fit for me. So every call I get on, say I get on 10, that don't mean I'm booking 10 clients that week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even now, I still have to get over, not taking things personal, not getting discouraged, and just remaining consistent, even when it feels like it's not gonna work or when it's not gonna pay off. Because the key to your next level is in how consistent can you remain on this level. Because if you're not doing it now, you're not gonna do it at the next level. You're not, So it's if there was one thing, I know maybe I should have said a marketing answer, but the truth is, if you focus on your consistency, you will see bigger things.
That's interesting, your answer, because a couple of years ago, I mentioned him on here before, a good friend of mine, Alvin Culberson, asked me the key to my success in real estate. And I told him it was consistency. So that's one thing that you just said. The other thing that you just said was the information, education, staying educated, right? Many people get into something and then that's it, right? They up and running, that's cool, but they're not continuing to learn. So 2 key answers right there for sure.
I love it. She said, if you aren't consistent on this level, you're not going to be consistent on any level. Love it. Well, thank you so much. This was such a great conversation. Shout out to Glennis for connecting us with the Marketing Maven. Now, how can the folks follow you, like consume you, like, because they want to look at your marketing before they see, we vet people. So how can they follow you?
Yes, check me out. Okay, so my website is www.digimarketingmaven.com, and on all social platforms, it's the same, digimarketingmaven.com. I mean, just Marketing Maven, DIGI Marketing Maven. And on my website, I have a resources tab where I have free workshops. I have some courses on there. And there's going to be a lot of content in 2024 that's coming to not only help you level up your branding, but also your knowledge and the things that you need to know to grow as a business owner.
Yay. Well, thank you, girl. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you for sharing your story with all our eagles. See you next time.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Bye, y'all.